This is the hearing for the Board of Health on December the 20th, 2022. Before I open up the hearing for the Barnstable Board of Health, I would like to ask Sharon to do a roll call for the quorum purpose.
Tom Lee,
Present.
Dr. Guagnoli,
Present.
Dr. Leskow,
Present.
Dr. Canna,
Present.
Dr. Waller is not able to be here, and John Norman is not able to be here today. Tom McKean joining us,
Present.
and myself, Sharon Crocker.
Thank you. This meeting of the Board of Health is being recorded and transmitted by the Information Technology Department of the Town of Barnstable on January 18th. Under Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 20, anyone else desiring to make such a recording or transmissions, please notify the chair. Seeing none, the first item on the hearing tonight is a variance food request. Emily Souza, existing food establishments, North Sister Cafe, 15 West Bay Road, Osterville, mapped /parcel 141-016, wishes to relocate 6 of the 12 outdoor seats approved in January 2012 by the Board of Health to indoor seats properly located in the saltwater estuary districts. The applicant has request for a postponement of to a later date. She is reconsidering whether she wants to do this variance request or not. So we don't have this hearing for now. And then we're going into the so-called hearing for the sewer connections. D. Elaine Buses, 32 Pine Avenue, Hyannis. Good afternoon. We have to start over again for this discussions because we don't have to, record it.
Oh,
So-
am I supposed to say
Yeah.
everything that I've just said?
Briefly summarize.
I'm here to show you the 2 estimates and to talk about funding or financing because I do not have the funds to go forward.
I think you also mentioned you look into the county loan, whether that is a possibility or not.
I had looked into the county loan and I saw that it was 5% spread over a 30-year period, which I knew I couldn't afford.
And then the other options that we were talking about it was.
One of the option that I had come up with was that we sell the house and use the proceeds of the sale to tie into the town sewer, which would be written in as a stipulation into the real estate agreement.
The other one we were talking about was the town is looking into the new program in terms of connecting the sewer, but we don't know the status of that program, whether you would be qualified for that or not. So that's something that we have to go back to the town and trying to ask the status on that financing package, whether that is available now for the people to use. Don?
Is it your desire to sell the house and move?
Oh, absolutely, it was not. It was not.
Okay.
I'm up against a wall.
Okay, so
I
I
cannot
think before we
find
push
money.
somebody into selling our house and moving when it's not what their desire is, we need the town to say if there's going to be an option, like Dr. Caniff talked about, where basically it's tied into the sale of the house down the road as being the funding source for it.
Oh, I wasn't meaning down the road, I was meaning immediate.
Well, I know what you're meaning
Oh, okay.
now,
Yeah.
but I was under the same impression as Dr. Caniff that there was a program that would allow it to be bundled in and place a lien on the sale of the house for whenever that is. I mean, presumably you're not
Like
going
saying
to
you
live there
could,
for another 50 years.
you could put it off.
Right.
You could put it off
That
until the
was-
sale.
That's what I thought.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Question, how long does a typical septic system last?
Typically,
I would say
30,
it's
like 20 years.
20, 30 years?
Yeah, I was going to
20 to
say,
30 years.
some cases 40, 30.
I was just going to say that, 20 to 40.
Yep,
Yeah.
and how old is your septic system?
22 or 24?
Getting close.
So the reality is the money will have to be spent at some point to upgrade the septic system, so
Right.
I guess I'm wondering, is it your intention to sell the house when that happens?
If that's the way I could come up with the money to do it. If I somehow found a way to pay for it, I would hook in.
Yeah.
But I would also want to know, like, ahead of hooking in, how much that costs a month to be on town sewer, because you have to have some kind of plan in your head. You can't be just like, I guess it might be this much a month, or I guess it might be that. I needed figures, or at least a roundabout figure.
See,
And-
that's why they need somebody, I guess you might call them an ombudsman or something in the town to help with this. You know, and there used to be that gentleman, you remember his name, Tom? He was a selectman for years.
Lenny Gobio.
Lenny
Oh,
Gobio,
Mr. Gobio, I remember him.
that's him.
You can
He
contact,
passed away, I believe.
Yep.
to find out what it is per month, you could contact the treatment plant to see what it's all based on your water bill, your usage.
Right.
How much water you use, it's based on that.
Okay. Or at
But
least
you-
that's some kind of answer. I wasn't getting any answer before.
But you said you paid the betterment fee.
Correct.
So the betterment fee is a substantial amount of money.
Yes, it was.
Well, it was $7,500 at
It was
Stewart's
over
Creek,
8,000, because we rolled it into the
which
taxes.
which is a good deal.
I don't,
I mean,
see,
if you can pay, that's a very good deal.
But that betterment fee is only, I think, is only
it's to
related
build the
sewer in
infrastructure
front
of the
house.
town.
Right, it is. It's not the connection
Correct.
from the house to the street.
Right.
I would imagine your home value goes up as well once you're on town sewer.
Okay.
Okay, so it is an investment in the property. Do we have there must be a number somewhere of what the expected sewer fees will be per month for homeowners? We couldn't have put this through
A
without
general one,
someone
a general idea.
having to put that number forth, because it makes a big difference if it's $20 a month or $200 a month.
Right. And the other question I had was about the sewer plant. I mean, you guys are people, you all know when you drive by there how bad it smells, right? So my question was, are you over capacity, and by how many houses?
Definitely, they're not over the capacity right now. I mean, without a lot of knowledge, because I know that the DPW is, looking into expanding the plant and doing a whole lot of, I think the first contract coming out is the design of the headwork, which is dealing with a lot of the odor control.
And will this new update to the sewer plant be removing the nitrates from the
Yes,
sewering
Yes.
stuff? You'll have like a nitrate removing thing?
yeah, the nitrification, denitrification process at the wastewater plant.
All right, and my other question too was about composting toilets. Is composting toilets a way to not have to go through the town sewer? Would you be able to do something like that? I mean, I've tried to think of every different avenue.
I don't believe, as I remember, I was on the Public Works Commission for 15 years or more, and we didn't have much sewer work then, but in other towns one other town I lived in, we had sewer, and but I really can't relate, because that was so many years ago. The prices have changed terribly, so. But anyhow, that's all.
No, what it means that, we have some homework to do. We have to talk to the DPW, get some of the basic information. I know that DPW is hiring some communication consultants to provide this kind of information to the upcoming people that connecting to the sewer. And this information will be very useful for the general publics to understand it when they hook up the sewer. So we'll get back to you as far as, what other information that we find.
There is information online, if they go to the Town of Barnstable website, about the monthly bills as well, sewer bill information.
Oh, sure.
Now, see,
The
I
public
looked
can-
that up and I didn't find any information on that.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's not the right location.
Yeah,
Is
it's
there
under
are there any numbers on that?
town.barnstable. Pardon?
Are there any numbers on there?
I can't,
I have to say, it occurs to me that, sooner or later, the house has to be hooked up to town sewer.
Correct.
And I think, as far as you're concerned, it's better off that you work towards connecting the house on sewer. God forbid, in the eventuality, you have to sell the house because you cannot afford to live there.
Right.
You're going to be in a better position to sell the house if it's connected rather than you have to sell it with a contingency to the new owners that they have to pay
Oh,
to
no,
connect.
that's what
So I
not
think-
that they would have to pay, that I would be paying, but that's how I would come up with the money.
I think it's still, any type of encumbered sale
Yeah, it's gonna be like,
decreases your value. So it's
Right.
better to have a clean transaction. So it's better to move forward and pray that something works out in terms of paying that monthly bill.
and
The loan
I know I
amount payment's
can't
going
add
to be slow.
anything monthly, that's my problem. I just,
Oh, I understand.
We understand. You never know what's going to happen
Right.
6 months from now. And who knows what's going to happen with the economy? We don't know. Yeah, the change in your monthly payments based on making a payment just for this loan, it's going to be a small amount.
well, and then added with the amount that you'd be paying into the
Sewer bill,
sewer.
right.
See, this is
Right.
all bills that were never thought of,
Well, on the other hand,
that I never
On the
thought
other
would
hand-
come along.
you would have to put in a newer sewer system sometime in the next 10 years. So if you're not putting away $50 a month right now
Right, you're not
to
gonna have it
save up
then
for
either.
you're not going to have it in 10
Right.
years. You're not going to have a septic system. You're not going to have any money for a septic system in 10 years.
Right,
So it's kind of a zero sum as far as that goes. I think we can do our best to get better numbers for you, but in the end, I think you're going to be better off moving forward and looking for ways to make it work financially rather than not doing anything
okay.
and just selling the house.
don't be dependent on the health department to get you the numbers. Contact the sewer plant if you have a question about the sewer bill.
Okay.
But there
Don't
should be
contact the-
somebody in town that can help this lady.
I'm sorry, I thought I was supposed to contact the Board of Health about all my questions, and that's why I
No.
bugged you with all the questions.
And Leonard Gabil is alive and well, if anybody has a question about that.
But there must be somebody in town doing what Mr. Gobiel did. And if there isn't, there should be.
Well,
I don't think there isn't right now. The only one I can think of is that communication lady that they hire.
but you should still be able to get an idea of what the costs are by
Correct,
talking
correct.
to them.
Correct.
The minimum charge,
Okay.
according to Sharon, the minimum charge is $60 per year.
Per
And then
year?
for the sewer usage bill, but we don't have definite numbers. This is based on the
No,
town
but
website. You
per
can
year?
contact-
Oh, okay. Oh,
Didn't use any water.
if you use
otherwise
none,
it's
Depending on
based
your
at
water bill.
$5.61 on
okay.
100 cubic feet.
Thank
which
you.
is a
At least
formula of
I have
gallons.
something that
Yeah.
because I had no idea. I was walking around asking people in the neighborhood. I go, I know this is weird, but how much do you pay every month to be hooked into the town sewer there? And one guy said, I think it's about $100 a month. I'm not sure. And I was like, oh,
Sounds like a lot.
Well, it's going to depend on your water flow, though. It's going to depend on how much, so people who have summer residences probably going to be spending less on it.
well, I hardly use
People who have
water.
5 kids are going to spend a lot more money on it than people who are alone.
I hardly use water, I hardly use electricity, I keep my heat on 58. I do everything I can. I don't use pesticides in my yard, I don't cut down the wetlands, I don't do anything like that. I want a clean environment. I want clean water because I had terribly filthy water at my house for a long time, and I was extremely patient. We were very patient, meeting back and forth with the water board for 8 to 10 years. And when they did give me a new water main on the street, that's when they put the sewer pipe in. And we were unaware of that until we got to a meeting here, and one of the neighbors stood up and said, "Do you know you all have $8,000 liens on your house?" And it was an audible gasp in the room. Some of the older people cried. It was awful. It was really awful. And I feel like I've been under this thing over my head for these last years, just waiting for the hammer to fall and trying to figure out how to come up with the money, and then the pandemic came. And
Well, can we have someone in the health department look into, who this young lady can speak to and try to, to address these issues? We certainly can't come up with the answers.
Yeah, I mean, the Board of Health, the DPW plans the sewer, installs the sewer lines, and then it's the board, according to general law, it's up to the Board of Health to order people to connect to sewer. But the DPW is a great resource for those types of questions. So is the treatment plans, if you want to know what your monthly bill might be. What other questions do you have? The county loan program, they're very helpful on the phone. We can put you in touch with someone there.
Where is that administered
that's the
through?
same thing that we were
Right up
just
on
talking
Route
about.
6A at the old jail location up on the top of the hill. Very helpful. I can help get you in touch with someone there.
How about have
That
her
is
get in
still a
touch
loan.
with the
Barnstable
town
County.
councilor? Maybe have a town councilor help her.
Jen Cullum used to be our representative.
Well,
and-
she's still on the council.
Yeah, but they redrew our lines, so I don't know who I'm with anymore.
Well,
I have no idea what
I mean,
district I'm in
who
now.
could we refer her to get the answers to that stuff?
What
To who
question?
she could talk to?
Which question?
They're all in the list
all
right
these
here.
questions.
There's about
Okay.
10 questions.
Because your question about the insurance, I suggest you call your insurance agent, not ask the health department what it would cost if there was a sewer backup. Who
Well,
would pay for it? That would be your insurance agent that you have your house insurance with. You call the treatment plant if you're asking about what your monthly bill will be per month
okay.
for usage.
And then
What
the
was your
county
other-
loan program to understand what options there are as
Yep.
far as that.
And I'll find out who that person is. It used to be Kendall Ayers at the county that helped people get their loans and how it's administered and how it's paid back. I can find out who the new person is and get you the phone number.
It's still going back to the same idea that it's a loan. And that's why I've come up with the idea of what else can I do other than sell and pay for it and leave the Cape.
Don, Dr. Awkward, Dan mentioned it is the correct approach though, because ultimately you have to replace your septic. So eventually you need to put the money into either the septic or making the physical connections to the pipe. Same thing for your question for the composite, because you already paid the betterment fee for the sewer in front of your house. I think you're better off to make that connection, and then you don't have to deal with the ongoing problem.
I
with the
understand you're saying I'm
composites.
better off to make the connection, but if
Yeah.
I don't have the money, and I cannot sign a piece of paper saying that I'm gonna pay this when I know I don't have the money.
Right, but what are you going to do if your septic system fails?
It won't, because we have maintained it. I'm
That
only
doesn't
one
mean it
person
doesn't
in
have
the...
a life expectancy, though.
Excuse me?
It still has a life expectancy,
Right.
and it still may fail, even if it's been maintained.
Right.
It doesn't have an indefinite life to it.
No, I didn't think that it had an indefinite life.
And if you're at 20 years, which I'm just learning because my house is 20 years old, if you're at 20 years, you're beginning to bump up against, you may get to that point. What's your plan if you get to that point and your septic system fails?
I thought it was perfectly fine because it was not failing and it's been maintained, so I hadn't thought to myself, geez, I hope in like 10 years it doesn't break. I guess I hadn't crossed that bridge
Yeah.
until it popped up.
It will at some point. Of course, anybody owning a house knows that sooner or later you're going to have significant unexpected expenses,
Right,
you're gonna have repairs on your house,
right,
something.
right.
It sounds like what you're saying right now is you don't have that you don't
yeah.
have a rainy day fund
Yeah,
to
that's
pay
all.
for any repairs on the house at all.
You're correct at this point, yep.
If you don't anticipate your financial situation changing,
Right,
you might be better off making a plan to take advantage of how good the market is and take advantage of the equity in your home and move to a house that's more affordable.
um,
Because you're on such thin ice right now, you're one broken pipe away from, one tree limb, one windstorm, it's,
no, I'm not, the only issue we have right now, obviously, is how to pay for this, the septic system.
what about repainting your house?
Oh, what,
Repainting your house. Do you paint your house?
It's
or-
aluminum,
It's aluminum, so
Yeah.
you have no cost there.
no.
Okay, and no intentions to upgrade, replace, change, repair anything at all on the
Oh,
property
if
for the
things were
next
broken.
20 years?
Yeah, I would repair things as they came, but I wouldn't in my mind say, geez, I better have $10,000 to pay for this pipe, or, that was totally, that's
Right.
an unforeseen
No, yeah,
thing.
and you don't need $10,000. You're probably going to need, I don't know what the numbers Tom said, and you
Oh,
have
no,
to
it's-
figure that out. I would encourage, you got to look at you got to talk to them about the loan and find out the exact numbers,
Okay,
right?
okay.
Because if it's $40 a month, it's $40 a month, and if $40 a month is not possible for you to afford, and I get it if gas prices go up again, we're all everybody's underwater.
Yeah.
And if you're underwater, it doesn't matter if it only is going up a little bit. You're already underwater.
Right,
But if you're underwater, then you might have to consider, apart from all this septic and sewer discussion, if you're underwater, you might be wise to consider selling the house and moving to something more affordable. But that's a separate issue from the sewage. The septic system is not the determining factor.
And the Board of
It
Health.
isn't. When you can get a loan that you can pay at, $40, $50 a month, that's not the determining factor as to whether or not you can keep the house. So I don't think the Board of Health is going to be able to tell residents, yes, you can have an indefinite, extension to never connect to sewer because it's $50 a month.
oh, no, yeah,
That's
I'm
not
not
gonna be
looking for
possible,
that.
right?
I'm not looking for that.
No, right, but we're trying to come to a solution for you, or
Okay.
move forward on coming to a solution.
And I have tried to move forward over the last couple of years by asking questions, sending emails, asking for a meeting, and I didn't get anywhere, so I don't know. I'm not really sure how you want me to proceed forward. You want me to find
I
out
don't know
about
that the-
the loan?
Board of Health actually can function as a financial advisor,
No, but you...
which is really what you're kind of asking at this point.
Oh, no, I don't mean to ask that, but...
Well, but the best way to manage this really is something that needs to take your finances into account, which isn't really, first of all, isn't our business.
Right.
But it also isn't necessarily our area of expertise to give advice on either.
So what I guess what I'm asking then, is it acceptable if I put the house for sale, and houses are selling fast, and I put that in a stipulation that I use the money to hook into the town sewer?
Right, so you have an extension on connecting to the sewer until the house is sold.
Yeah, I think that would probably be the best way to go forward.
The other things too, I would just keep saying is like, check with the town, check with the DPW, whether the town's financing package is available that you can take advantage.
Yeah, I really think you might want to talk to a financial person
First.
to figure out what's available through the town, and it may very well work better with your finances than you are thinking it
Right.
will.
Okay, I could look into it, yeah, because once I read the information on the website, I knew it wasn't going to be, I don't want to add any more bills monthly,
My recommendation to you also, in addition to this, would be to call your town councilor and ask your town councilor to help you within the town, within the town government, because not only is it your problem, but there's gonna be a lot of other people's problems too, that people in the same situation. And there should be somebody in this government sense that can handle that.
I agree.
And most towns that do a sewer system hire an engineering company that's done 30 and 40 sewer systems, and they've been through all these problems, and they know what to do. So the town should have that, in my opinion, should have that available for people that need that
For the
help.
citizens, yeah, that have so many
A
questions.
citizen in the United States, right?
What I would suggest is a continuance then until
Yeah.
she has time to look at all her options. Don't rush to sell your house. Look at these other options
Yes,
first.
because where are you gonna go?
I have to leave the Cape.
You know,
I've lived
yeah,
here my
but
whole
then
life.
the Cape is, you go over the bridge and where do you go?
You go to someplace really cheap, like North Carolina.
There's no place cheap.
North-
I know the South is a lot cheaper.
North Carolina.
I don't want to, but
I suggest to keep.
How much time do you think you would need to kind of explore all the things? I think Don's advice about, Dr. Guadagnoli's advice about talking to a financial
Well, we
person.
don't have any answers yet.
I think,
Financial persons, it's
And a
great,
town council
gonna
too,
cost
yeah.
money.
6 months, you think?
that would be something, yeah, because I did already talk to a real estate guy. I had him come over the other day.
How about 2 months and get progress? Not necessarily coming in here, but
Oh,
some
okay.
progress.
Just let the staff know what the situation is.
Excuse me?
You know, within 2 months, just let the staff know what your situation is.
All right, who in particular should I tell? Because, see, the reason
Or
I
Sharon.
asked Tom all the questions, because I was told to ask the Board of Health.
You can email
You can
information
show.
to health@town.barnstable.ma.us. Any updated information? The email address is health@town.barnstable.ma.us.
It's also on your website too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sharon and I check that email address every day and respond, yes.
I'm gonna take it upon myself to look into this a little bit too, with the town. And if I hear anything or learn anything, I will contact Sharon, and Sharon can forward it to you.
Okay, thank you.
If you find any information, when you get to Sharon's, if Sharon can share that with all of us so that we know what the kind of information is there available. And I know that DPW is also looking into that kind of information as a package for the citizens, so I'll trace it from my end and see what is available.
It'd be nice to have something like that before the rest of our show costs.
Yeah, yep.
Experience happening,
Yep.
huh?
Thank you for coming.
All right, thank you.
So that's what I do, just keep it updated?
Can you,
Do we need a motion?
can you do a vote on the 6 months and the 2 months?
Could I have a motions to get you to respond within 60 days, 2 months, just to let the office know what the status is in terms of when you're looking into the financing of these situations?
So moved.
Okay.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So all approved?
And would you need to say, and every 60 days after that? Not just once, but continuing.
I don't really.
Well, whatever, it's done.
Just see what
I think,
happens in 60 days.
After 60 days, we'll bring you back, and then if we need it, we can
All
review
right.
at that time.
That's good.
So that
Thank
will-
you.
That will come up on our agenda in 60 days. Okay,
If we don't hear anything, I'll put it on the agenda.
Right.
Yes.
thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We'll go back to the body artist. Do we need the applicant to be here?
No.
No, she has given us all the paperwork we need, and she's looking to be an apprentice. So she hasn't worked in the field before, so she'll be working under the owner.
Okay, so let me start, go back to item 2, body artist apprentice. Ivan Bergman guest, owner, representing Natalie Fabi, applying as body artist apprentice with Katrina Morosa at Lash Boat Boutique, 37 Barnstable Road, Hyannis, map/parcel 327-013. Save each life at the anatomies, physiologies, and skin course taken August 15, 2022. Staff report on this?
No objections.
Question from the board?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's approved.
I just wonder how many tattoo parlors you're gonna have in town.
It seems like a lot, doesn't it?
Boy, we never had this many in 15, 16 years, all of a sudden.
Yeah, but look at the kids. You never saw that many tattoos all of a sudden.
That's for sure. And older people too.
We go back to the show house hearing on the sewer connections. The first one is Fabio De Olivier, 33 Better Pond Road, Hyannis. No one is representing them. I'm wondering whether we can just postpone it into next month's hearing on the 24th. We have also 5 or 6 applications at that time. 6 for the January 24th.
Is there a fine associated with not showing up?
We asked the legal department that, and we also asked about filing a court complaint, and that's why, right now, we're waiting for some answers, but right now, I suggest the board either refer to legal or continue 30 or 60 days is the only options right now.
Well, so this first one was supposed to be here in November and didn't show up. I mean, it seems like the people who are just blowing us off probably
Well, how
should be
about we
referred
send it to legal?
Yeah.
Ask them what do they do?
I know Sharon did receive responses on several of these that they just couldn't make it today.
Right.
Right?
Oh, that's
Sharon?
fine.
For example, letter E couldn't make it today because he's out of town.
Right.
State.
Right.
Right.
So we can take them one at a time then, right?
Yeah.
So right now it's on the first one.
Fabio De Oliveira,
Right.
make a motion to refer that to legal?
They didn't never respond.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The second one is Leonard and Tatiana Sakena, 121 Greenwood Avenue, Hyannis. This is no show again, too.
Okay, Sharon? No response.
No, I did talk to her.
Oh, Sharon did talk to this person.
She was going to send me something that, showed me the contacts she's been trying to make, but she wasn't feeling well again, so I did not receive anything in hand, but she is working. We did talk, and she is working on it.
So just defer that to the next meeting?
Yeah, I would just propose to, postpone it until next meeting in January 24th.
I would hope she'd have something that would be good.
Right.
Postpone 30 days?
Yes.
Okay.
Could I have a motion to postpone this, the second one in 30 days?
That's it, Sue Connect?
Yep.
Yeah.
30 days.
So that would be in January 24th hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
The third one is a good news. Joanne and Scott Diaz Crippen and 17 Hill Street, Hyannis, they paid the deposit already for the contract. So that is moving forward. Good thing.
Yes, that was very good.
Can we take them off the list?
Yes.
Yes,
For now?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Santa now has them off the naughty list.
right.
Okay.
And then D, we just voted for 60 days. E, Caribbean Realty Trust, George Ellis and Fatima Hills, 64 and 68 Seabrook Road, Hyannis. I think the communication that he's not in town, so he's asking for talking to the Board of Health. So I think we should give him another 30 days, so that give him a chance to talk to the Board of Health moving forward. Could I have a motions to postpone this for 1 month?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next one is a status of good news. Thomas Holmes, 38 Woodbury Avenue, Hyannis. They have a contract that booked up for May 2023 for the installations. So this is a list off from the referral from last time to the legal.
Great.
So can we continue this to May meeting of 2023?
Why don't,
They don't
You
have
get
an
evidence
actual
when they've connected?
signed, they don't, this person doesn't have a signed contract, he's got verbal discussion with them.
Right.
So that is good, but yeah, I think we should, again, follow up as it gets closer.
So continue to May 2023 meeting. That's one motion.
Motions.
second.
All in favor?
I'm sorry, what is the motion?
Continues to May as
To
a
May,
follow-up.
all the way to May.
Because the intent is that they are going to make the connections in May for the contract otherwise. So
If it's connected, we won't put it on the agenda in May, we'll just update you.
Yeah, the people are contacting your department, right? With updates on,
Well, we have to contact them as well.
Get an
We don't
update.
always, we have to
Okay.
ask for an updated list.
Right, okay, right. So with that motions, all in favor?
aye.
So that would be postponed. I mean, we'll get back to the status in May. We have one that's submitted November the 22nd. You got a chance to look at that?
Yes. Move to approve?
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Could I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Moved. All in favor?
Aye.
We adjourned at 4:01.